Hello, I'm Kaiba. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I decided to test a new way of making my videos showing you the finished Queen Elizabeth from Trumpeter, explaining very briefly the process I followed. Keep in mind that this way I'm testing how well I can synchronize me explaining the process with the photos that appear. Finally, this style I will only use in tutorials and building reviews, and not the finished kits themselves. So without further ado, let's try this out. Concerning the assembly, I had to take care of some things. First and foremost, the details for the ankle chains were awful, so I removed them and added 1mm thickness chain instead. The chain drives had to be replaced too. Even though there were photo edge parts for the smokestacks, there was no detail for the inside whatsoever. Therefore I had to add some tubing and also replace the photo edge with copper wire. The final upgrades were the railing from Edward and the gun barrels drilled with 0.5mm drill. I stopped the assembly of the kit at the point it would be easy for me to paint. In other words, every different deck as well as the guns, boats, smokestacks, masts, propellers, etc. and of course the hull I painted individually. Small details like 76mm guns on each side, searchlights, antennas too. I painted the deck with two coats of buff and khaki, highlighting panels with different shades of brown in between the two layers. After that I applied a wooden deck wash from AK Interactive and masked the deck as soon as it had dried. With the masking finished, I could move to the rest of the paint job, below the waterline first with hull red and above with neutral grey later. I used neutral grey as main color for the rest of the parts as well. General pin wash to the grey areas was achieved with black, followed by interior wash on the canvas covering the guns. It gives a nice worn out look. The smokestack and the chains were painted black with the light and the dark rushed wash following for the latter. The light rushed wash was also applied on the flat surfaces of the ship very gently and on the vertical ones like a streaking product. On the large concentrations of light rust on the vertical surfaces I also added streaking rust by ammo, and especially below the anchors. For the right part of the hull I did some chipping, concentrating on the forward sections of the ship, following aft and finally midship. To finish the weathering I added different shades of red oil colors, which I blended with a soft brush. Details like the boats were primed with neutral grey as I mentioned before and then hand painted to their final form. Finally, I did the rigging with black stretched sprue, which I then painted with dark iron to give a metallic look. And that's pretty much it for the build. I also strongly recommend you buy a casing for your model, especially if it's a ship, for protection. This video was nothing but a test really, so the techniques I used weren't properly analyzed. For that I will make a full ship model tutorial soon. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.